where this plane should really shine. Let's get one more takeoff and landing. Get on your rudder. On your rudder, steer your plane. Rudder, the most unused of all control surfaces. People seem to forget about, their rudder for some reason. Rudder is very, very useful. Very windy.
10.
All right, no flap landing this time. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC out here at the Avon Park Hero Models Club. All right, we're going to take up the 1700mm PA-18 Super Cub sent to me by FMS for review. Now, I had this years ago when it was first released, the version 1. This is the version 2. And I actually had it before I even started the channel. And as I started the channel, it was one of the first planes. And I flew the dog mess out of it. And ended up selling it years ago. I actually sold it here at the club years ago. And FMS reached out to me and they said, we would like you to review this one. They sent me this one, the 1700. They also sent me the 1300mm, but I still have it in the box. I'll be doing an unbox build video for you next week probably. Today is what, the 18th of June of 26, and we're going to start out with this one and get you the maiden flight. Hopefully you watch my unbox and build video on it. The only thing I have noticed, that I personally have noticed between the version 1 and the version 2, is they now have some these tires. On the version 1, the tires were just like rock. I mean, they were like concrete. These actually have some give to them, and they're not like super squishy, but they do have a lot more give than the first one. And of course, the fuse comes in 2 pieces now, and you have to bolt it together, and it went together perfectly. Actually, there was no problem, not a single hitch with the build on this thing. Went together great. This has reverse thrust now. I don't remember the first one. I don't think it did. Now, I left the throws in the quote-unquote beginner position, the way they had them, and so where I have just the I could get, in other words, I could get more throws out of these control surfaces if I wanted to make it a little more aerobatic. But for right now, this is a bush slash beginner type plane. So let's go ahead and get a maiden, see how it is. Now, I've never flown it, not this one. And I know they fly really well. So the maiden on this is going to be kind of boring because I got to figure out my flat mix, because I don't do flight modes, because I can't tell you, oh, I got a flight mode in. Well, if you don't understand how to do flight modes, that doesn't do you a bit of good. I like figuring out flaps the old-fashioned way, by dead reckoning how I think the flap should be, flap and elevator mix, take it up and figure it out. And then I'll relay the mix to you. And if you want to do flight modes, there's dozens of videos on it, but to teach flight modes, if I was just flying just for me,
timer reset,
then I do a flap to mix flight mode all day long.
Be careful.
But I need to tell you what it is. So, but this is the maiden flight. Okay, and I'm flying my high rates, 100% throws, 30% expo, all the way around. Okay, and I've set it up fat guy style. This is not,
takeoff flaps.
The settings and the rates are not by the book. They're how I feel the plane should be, which actually not that far away.
Timer reset.
Not too far from it. All right, let's give it a shot. Everything appeared to be bench trim.
Flaps up.
I didn't have to use hardly any elevator. Plenty of power for vertical. All right, let's see what kind of trim I need. A little bit of left aileron. Yeah, a little bit of left aileron, a little bit of up elevator. All right. Think I'm
Time
okay
remaining
now.
4 minutes.
Think she's trimmed now. All right, just taking it kind of slow. All right, do a clean stall, power off. What does she do? All right, she's kind of drops her right wing just a little bit. All right, do a stall. We're gonna pull up elevator this time. Up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator. And she just slumps off to the right. So that's good. That's a good benign stall. All right, let's check our flaps.
Landing flaps.
Landing flaps. I'm looking to see how much does she balloon an awful lot. Okay. All right, flaps off. All right, with a stall, we'll try it again. Does rise, so I do need a lot more. Okay.
Flaps up.
All right, gonna have to have a lot more down elevator mix. I only got like 22%. Let me try that again under some power.
Landing flaps.
Oh yeah, she definitely needs a down elevator mix. She really wants to rise. All right.
Flaps up.
That, or I need to lessen my elevator,
Time
or
remaining
lessen
3
my
minutes.
flap.
Landing flaps.
All right, let's get her turned around here.
Flaps up. Landing flaps.
All right, definitely need to get more down elevator or less flap. I think we're gonna do less flap. Those are really barn door flaps right now. But these are just things you have to figure out. Those are really down a long way. So let's go in here, go to my flap systems, and I'm going to take some of that flap out a little bit.
Take off flaps.
These gnats are horrible. Oh, they're terrible. But you live in Florida, you live around orange groves. All right, take off flaps. I'm happy with those. Yeah, hardly using any elevator at all to take off, so I like those takeoff flaps. But let me see how these landing flaps are. Still rising a little bit, but not too bad. I think I like those better. All right.
Flaps up.
Still got 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Take it off from this direction here. No flaps that time. All right, let's see how inverted it is.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
It's got to hold in a little bit of or down elevator to keep inverted. Good flying plane. Hey, I didn't quite set the knife edge just right. They can do a knife edge pretty good. All right, take it up and do a stall turn. Sloppy one. Try that again. See if I can do a tail slide. All right, no problem at all. Need to get some more throws in order to get to snap roll.
Time remaining 1 minute.
I have to increase the throws a little bit on the ailerons to do that. All right, let's see if we can get a landing now without the bounce. I think of it as a tail hook with these kind of bouncy hard Cub type tires. I try to do like a tail hook type landing. There. And basically you're looking for a 3-point landing with that tail just an ever so slightly more, touches a little bit just slightly before the wheel, the mains touch. And that'll negate a lot of the bounce. If you've got a high wing plane like this with hard tires in the front, you get that hard bounce. If you kind of land it like a tail hook, think of it as the tail is pulling it out of the sky. That'll help negate some of that bounce. Not completely, but some of it. We're gonna fly it again here a little bit and we'll go grass ops this next time, where this plane should really shine. Let's get one more takeoff and landing. Get on your rudder. On your rudder, steer your plane. Rudder, the most unused of all control surfaces. People seem to forget about, their rudder for some reason. Rudder is very useful. Very windy.
10.
All right, no flap landing this time. Oh, see, I let the mains hit before the tail, and I got the bounce. But I don't want to put it. I only got 6 seconds left, so I don't want to push it. But very successful maiden for never having this plane in the air before. I'm very pleased with it. Okay.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right, 4 seconds left on a 5-minute timer. Let's check show you the flying rates I just flew in. My fly, flew. Ailerons 100%, 30% expo. Elevator, 100%, 30% expo. Rudder, 100%, but with 40% expo. My flap settings I ended up with, gnats are terrible. Flaps up, 100%, no mix. Takeoff, 0% with 11% down elevator mix. Excuse me, honey. Excuse you. Bless you. And then landing
flaps.
-50 with a 22% down elevator mix, 2-second deployment.
Flaps up.
All right.
Prop is
Turn your
secured.
prop off, check our forward programming because we got an AR631 in there. Let me go ahead and capture my gains. I'm pleased with the AS3 settings I just used. Gains are roll, pitch, and yaw, 10, 12, and 14. I'm going to capture them right now. I was pleased with how that worked. Priority, all of the default of 140 on roll, pitch, and yaw. I don't do anything with heading, stop, lock, all at the default of 35 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Gains are one-time gains. I obviously don't have a nose wheel gyro going. All right, let's talk about CG and how much is left in the tank. We had 4 seconds left on a 5-minute timer, and I'll show you battery placement also. All right, CG on the plane is 80 to 85 millimeters back from the leading edge, which is the front of the wing. So I got a mark there, and I got a mark there, and that's pretty darn good, but high wing planes are very forgiving when it comes to CG. All right, top loader. This is where I got a 3400 SMC HCL pack. I've got it kind of midways. I'm using both of the straps. Okay, all right, let's check how much we have left in the tank. How much gas we got left, man? How much gas? How much petrol? If I can get this to cooperate with me. I need a longer balance lead on this thing. Oh, it's not bad, 34% with 38, 38, 38, 38, 38. All right, so 5-minute timer on a 3400, fly the way you want. Okay, if you're going to put a 2600 or a smaller, I would set my timer for 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes with mixed flying. If you're going to hit it hard, maybe 4 minutes. But FMS, thank you so much. If you get a smaller battery, like I showed you in the unboxing build, the prop was perfectly balanced. Got the vortex generators on the front leading edge of the wing. The only thing you had to adjust was putting the elevator in, and I just lined that up nice and linear, and I'm pleased with her. I'm going to go in there and probably mechanically increase the throws on the aileron and all of them. But for right now, in this configuration, good solid plane. I haven't given her a clear coat or anything. Just a good looking plane. Thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. Jesus is Lord. And Camera Patience, thank you for filming. FMS, thank you for the plane for review. We'll get it out here in a few minutes and give it another flight and do some grass hops. See you later.